Now, every now and then I get asked the question, hey Chris, do you have a book that you could recommend that would help me on my spiritual journey? And the reality is everyone's journey is different. But here are 5 books that have helped me on my spiritual journey. The first one is Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. This is kind of a modern day classic. I read it for the first time probably when I was about 19, and it explains in a really simple and practical way what it is Jesus followers believe. And despite the fact it's really practical, it's also incredibly profound. And there will often be sentences that you go back and reread a couple of times just to let it sink in. Second book is On Guard by William Lane Craig. As you can see, I've read this a bunch of times. And this is really a simple book all the way from does God exist to did Jesus rise from the dead? And it tackles some of these really, really big questions, but you don't need any prior knowledge on philosophy or theology to be able to pick this one up. It'll make sense to you right from the get-go. The third one is The Language of God by Dr. Francis Collins. Francis Collins was the head of the Human Genome Project that was responsible for mapping the human genome, and in this book he talks about whether science and faith can coexist in the same worldview. So the New Testament documents by F.F. Bruce explores through the lens of history how could we trust something that was written so many thousands of years ago, and is it even reliable? So if you've got those questions, pick up this little book. The fifth book that was really helpful for me was Is God a Moral Monster by Paul Copan, and it explores kind of all those moral challenges you might have, specifically with the Old Testament. It covers everything from slavery to genocide and tackles all those big things head on. So if morality with the Old Testament or the Bible is a challenge for you, pick up that one and read it. And then as a bonus, here is my favorite one. It's called The Resurrection of Jesus. It's a pretty hefty book, but it, I think, is the best modern day treatment of did Jesus rise from the dead from a historical perspective. Is there a book that's caused you to think about the world differently? Let us know what it is in the comments below so we can read it.
Go to the outro for YouTube.
I got him, man. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And read the books.